Hello everyone, it's Tagiris here again after a brief break, and yeah, we're back on the server to do some more stuff now in 1.17. So I've been off camera tidying up and adding some stuff to the village here to get this project kind of buttoned up. I've added a lot more stuff to the board, but we're going to be taking a break on this desert project right now and moving back to my main base, because I want to get all that stuff ready for 1.17. So I'm just going to do a quick kind of tour of what I've done here. I've gone and replaced a lot of these kind of bushes with glowstone I had as light sources with moss blocks with moss carpets, because this was the entire reason for doing this. Same within my old base when they originally announced. It's so great having a light source, a way to hide light sources that looks organic. But so we'll just pop in these houses. So here's a mason's house. And yeah, it's a little cozy little place. The next one here is the librarian house, which is the one I had the largest issue with, because I made it very narrow. But this new calcite and smooth basalt, oh, it looks so great as like a nice floor. But yeah, so I've tucked this little kind of book area in the corner, and then the other workstation is over there for the librarians. Also, the candles look great. I need to... Later in the episode, we're going to build an apiary, just because I need more wax. And then a tiny little bedroom tucked in the corner there. Over here, we have the first mason's house, which I've built a little smeltery in. So we got, yep, little furnace there, all the crafting stations, some shelves, and a nice kind of cozy bedroom, again, with more How did you get outside? Okay. That's a problem for later. And then, yeah, just a ladder up here with a door. Maybe he snuck his way up the ladder and then hopped out of the house? If so, that's problematic, because where's the other one? Yeah, because you're the armor. The toolsmith, or weaponsmith is gone. Okay. I'm just going to do that for then, so the player can still hop up, but he can't get up there. Okay. Well, unfortunate. Anyway, on to the armor smith. So they have the much bigger house, so I've got a full kitchen here in the corner and a little seating area. I love this style with the banners underneath the block to create a sofa. So a shelf in the corner. And over here they have a nice big forge I've also tucked in here, because that was the whole idea with this open area here. Next up we have the butcher and leatherworker's house. Again, very clean style, not really too much in here, just kind of a big kitchen, because this services all of their workstations. Over here we have our Fletchers, which I've tucked kind of a birch shelf kind of thing in the corner with the workstations, and a small kitchen, and a little flower pot, some shelves, not really too much. Okay. And the last one we'll go to is the cleric's house, which for this one it was like a too wide, so I've gone ahead and added this little cobwebby storage area over here, just kind of as a neat little kind of addition. And then we got a full roof garden here with the new moss and whatnot, and then this kind of upper room that's not really got anything in it. If you head down here, this goes into the bedroom, and then again we got the floor here. This one's also what I've done. I've created a 3-way water thing and some nether wart, so you can actually brew potions here, which is good. I don't know where the other cleric went as well. He's probably also disappeared up a ladder somewhere. I don't know. It should be, because when I built this all to be block level 7 or like higher than 7. So none of this should be spawnable spaces for mobs. Yeah. I'm not quite sure how that other guy disappeared, but oh well. That's what happens in spawn. This area is always loaded. It's a lot harder to keep things safe when enemies can spawn at any time. So anyway, and then if I just pop up here briefly I've just gone ahead and replaced this giant sea of bushes with more moss and grass patches. It doesn't look great, but it looks significantly better than the sea of bushes. But yeah, so that's where the later projects on that board are going to go. Not going to get to it at this point to, you know, work on some other stuff, not work on the same thing forever and ever and ever. Anyway, the last thing I will show you guys is the solution our server came up with for the new area. We had debated, like, making a giant like railway track on the roof of the Nether and like, deciding to do that to go really far away or whatever. But it's like, honestly, the amount of hassle that requires isn't really worth it, and it's just easier to implement something code related instead. So, actually, where's the best entrance? I should probably put a better entrance. So I've gone ahead and completely redone the inside of the pyramid to my own lush cave. So I've added some of the tough blocks, mossy cobble, a bunch of stuff, all the moss in the floor here. And these are actually azalea trees because they're the same height as a block. And the glowberries. So yeah, this is what the inside of the pyramid looks like now. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Turned out great. But the kind of main focal point here is this. There's a amethyst block with a pressure plate on top of it. And when you step on it, see, look at my coordinates right now. I'm at 0, 64, -1. So this is right at 0, 0. But if I step on it, now all of a sudden I'm 25,000 blocks away. And this is all the new generation for the server. So we created this alternate area to kind of separate it out to make it a little better. And we're going to do the same thing likely when the second half of the update comes out with the new mountain generation. Just because then we don't have to worry about crazy chunk borders or like sitting in a minecart for like very long times to travel to new areas in the Nether or whatever. But pretty much how this thing works, if I dig down here, is it's just a command block with a pressure plate on top of it. And oh, it won't let me look at it. But it's like the command is, I think, /TP at P and then the coordinates. And that's just pretty much what it says to do is it just finds the closest player entity and teleports them to the set coordinates, which for this one is 0 something. I'm not sure the exact ones. And then this one's out here. Amusingly enough, though, is just when any entity lands on the pressure plate. So if I actually throw this ladder on top of it, it's gonna... Oh, should... Oh, I guess that doesn't trigger it. Maybe it's only mobs. But I've had mobs step on this before and teleport me to spawn by accident. Anyway, step on that there, and it teleports me back up here to the return block. So there we go. So now we're going to go ahead and hop in the Nether and head back to my base proper, and we can start discussing the new projects. All right, so we're back at my base, and this is inside the cathedral, which is going to be our next project, because this is an area I haven't really fleshed out or done anything with. So the first order of business here, I think, is to fix this statue. This is a statue I built a good while ago, and it was supposed to look like an aged kind of copper statue with the prismarine bricks, but now I actually have copper bricks, so I can go ahead and do this proper like. And then the second thing we're going to work on is this greenhouse right here. Originally this was built using podzol and the green concrete powder to make it look slightly more green than the kind of bluish green taiga grass. But now that I have moss, this can all be redone, and my plan, I think, is to just get this whole thing removed, get rid of all these custom trees, which was going to make me sad, and then just double the size of this greenhouse and turn it into a big old apiary and have like all the drop or dispensers and observers and all that stuff to make it all automatic. But yeah, so we'll hop into doing that next. All right, so I've managed to get some work done off camera here. Unfortunately, can't quite make time-lapse those fancy ones currently, but yeah, here's the statue redone with different blocks. I'm, to be honest, not super happy with how it looks. I think part of it is due to the copper just being unoxidized, but it looks a little wonky. It should look a little better once it's all kind of one kind of shade with the tealy kind of color. But it should slowly oxidize as I'm working in this area, so we'll have to revisit that afterwards. The second thing I've gone ahead and done is I've torn down the greenhouse that was over here. Originally it was one of these stone ones that I'm not super happy with either. I built them a while ago. They're designed mostly to be not having snow land on them, so they're pretty much all glass and stairs, which just kind of looks boring. But anyway, I've come up with a new design using mostly dark oak and spruce, and then some oxidized copper for the roof as well. Because, you know, might as well use the new blocks while you can. And yeah, so we're going to start working on building this, and I'll just build it on camera, actually. So let's go ahead and grab a bunch of spruce and dark oak, because that should be pretty much everything I need for this. So I have to quickly make some stairs and whatnot. Don't think I need any slabs. We'll see. If I need slabs, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Alright, okay. So, also need some glass. Glass. There we go. So for these sections, these are going to be 3 tall windows here. Like that. So good.
3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3.
That. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just cap off these front sections with stairs, just to create a little inset. And bring these up all the way on top like that. So once we've got that done, the next step I want to do is I'm going to come across the top of these windows with stairs just to cap them off and start the slope up for the roof. Now, I really should have brought some copper with me. That would have been smart. So I don't want to do these. I think these. I want these to be full blocks. Anyway, all right, there we go. Yeah, so full blocks like that. And then these are then going to go in by 1 here. And then we're going to have another set of windows up here. These I'm just going to raise up 1 more level. Because these kind of work as almost ribbing to the design. To add a bit of... I never raised this one up. So yeah, there we go. And I want these to be like 1 out and 1 higher than the center portions. So that's where the stairs go on these ones. Actually, no. I think I want these to be down by 1. Alright. Changing my mind halfway through. There we go. So yeah. So they're offset by 1 like that. So there we go. That's that. This then comes up as full blocks there.
There and there. Keep the slope up. Nope, that doesn't go there. Go. Right.
Then 1 more. Raise this 1 more. Then we're going to take more stairs and we're going to flip them upside down like that to create this kind of indent. Again, it's adding as much depth to texture as you can with a limited amount of space. And for that purpose, stairs are great. Stairs are probably one of the best things to use, especially since they nicely line up with where the panes want to sit. So it's actually pretty nice and flush there. And from here, this is where the roof is going to start. So this is just going to go up in just a basic triangle from this point upwards. So I need to go over 2 more is what it ends up being. So, and the peak is going to be right there.
Oh, that was very close. Okay, so there we go. For stairs, go stair, stair, stair. This just goes up by 1 like that. Stair, 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 up by 1. Same deal. Stair, 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 by 1.
Now, for this section that's up by 1, I'm going to do my standard kind of dealie I have on my houses. I don't actually know what it's called. Should probably look into that. It's, like... It's become such, like, kind of an iconic styling on Viking and Nordic kind of styled buildings with that kind of weird cross shape at the edge of the house line. I don't know why it's there, and I don't know what it's called, but all I know is that it has to be there, or it looks weird. Okay, there we go. So on these edge parts, we're going to go like that. The center ones, we're probably just going to go ahead and put some slabs up top there, just so they don't become spawnable spaces or end up with the only 2 pieces of snow on the roof, but for the rest of it, not too much of a worry. Anyway, so hop down here, grab some of my pre-oxidized copper this time. That's the basic shape we're looking at here. So what we're going to be doing is just adding a little bit of copper here to act as a let's make another set of yeah, I'll make another stack of stairs. Oh man, cutting copper is frightening because once you've cut it you can't go back. So I'm gonna trim this part of the roof line here like so. Oh, gotta grab some ender pearls. Where's my chest? There we go. Ender pearls. Get back up on the roof there. Oh, I missed the roof and probably in the ocean. Any minute now. There it goes. Okay. The joy of ender pearls. Okay, let's get back onto the shore. And I should probably sleep. Be back in like 2 seconds. Okay. Gonna not miss this time. There we go. Alright, so again, to create the offset here, we're going to be doing the copper stairs, just kind of starting at the top of the window there. Ooh, that should actually not be that block. Oh, that's gone. Yeah, I probably made way too many stairs. Anyway, so that, and then the bottom of the roof line here is just going to be with the copper slabs like that, just kind of extend out the shape. And create kind of almost a drip edge for the roof. So go. Okay, and then for this top section, what we're going to do is we're just going to come across here with slabs. And we're just going to raise these edge posts up like that. Actually, you know what? Better idea. Let's use these stairs I have made way too many of. There we go. Stair, stair. Oh, upside down stair. Stair, stair. Slab. Slab, slab, slab. Go. And the last kind of little touch I'm going to do here, I'm going to need wax for this. I'm going to go ahead and scrape a couple of these. Just kind of slightly unoxidize them. Oh, that one got too unoxidized, but whatever. That'll be fine. I mean, this is probably going to fix itself or reoxidize in a short period of time, but gets the point across. So there we go. That's the kind of basic look for the greenhouse there. Or eventually, I guess, apiary. So I'm going to go ahead and just flip this design onto the other side here, except for this little outdenting here, this is where the automatic bee harvesting is going to go. So I will be right back when that's done. Okay, so we've got the other side of the apiary, greenhouse, whatever you want to call it, done. And I've also finished the front kind of facade and the rear one as well. And then we have this big ugly hump on the back of the building where the redstone's going to go. So we're going to go ahead and get that done now, I think. So the general kind of idea of how this is going to be is it's going to be a solid wall just kind of sitting about here. and then auto emptying into barrels at the bottom here. I don't want this to be too intense of a bee farm, mostly because like I don't think I'll need that much wax. But worst case scenario, if I do, I have 2 other greenhouses over there I could tear down and give the exact same treatment to. So it's not the end of the world. Let's go barrels and then hoppers like that. And then this area where I'm standing right here is where the should I grab more spruce? Where the bee nests are going to go. Unfortunately, I don't have any at the current moment, which is the main kind of predicament I have, but it is what it is. It's mostly that, yeah, when bees first came out, I didn't really see much use in having them, because I don't really do redstone, so it was like, oh yeah, honey blocks. Well, I don't do redstone, so I don't need an alternative to slime, and yeah, I don't really see the point of the honeycomb blocks either, because they look kind of intense for my opinion. But candles are a game changer, and wax and copper, I guess. So we're gonna have a comparator here, which is going to be detecting the honey level in the nest, and then that's going to be put out to this redstone signal here, which is going to run into this oh, I needed slabs. Oh no. All right, attempt number 2. Halfway through my tutorial and I'm forgetting how redstone works. I mean, I did just give a giant rant about how I don't do redstone, so disregard my entire sentence, I guess. Okay, there we go. All right, so we want full blocks and slabs. Okay, so the redstone is going to run into this full block here, which is going to have another redstone line on top of it here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take slabs right here and here. And what it's going to do is it's going to run the redstone signal up the slab here. And then this is going to trigger the row of dispensers that's going to be right there. So if I actually, I can just enter pearl, can't I? Okay. So if I go ahead and plonk my dispensers right here, that'll be powered by the redstone line right there. Actually, no, these need to go down by 1. Already screwing things up. Okay. Spruce blocks. Just put those there for now. Okay, so these go. Doing it wrong again. Okay, comedy of errors. Okay, there we go. So dispensers pointing downwards like that, and these are going to be filled with shears. And what they're going to do is when this triggers the redstone, it's going to send the line up and over, which triggers the dispenser to click on the nest with shears, which is going to harvest the honeycomb, put it into this hopper, and then that'll go down into that barrel there. And then the last thing I'm going to do here is do my standard technique of just covering everything in spruce trapdoors. The best block. Okay. So there we go. And like I said, bee nests go here. So I think the next step I'm going to take here is I'm going to go ahead and just start working on the interior, getting the bee nests farmed up and tossed in there. As far as I understand, you can just bone meal a tree next to a flower and it has a decent, or I think it's like 5 or 10% chance of generating a beehive. So I'll probably just go ahead and do it that way. No point in bringing you guys along for that process because it's probably going to be going to take a while. But anyway, I will be back once this looks more interesting on the inside. Okay, so the grind is over, and as you can tell by the state of the copper on this statue, I have been in this area for a long time. So, the bees are all in there, and the greenhouse slash apiary is done. I've done a little bit of decorating on the outside here with the new moss blocks, because these are originally just green carpet over the pumpkins. Not sure how I feel about it. I mean, this was the whole plan all along, but I was hoping the moss would look a little more cohesive with the ground, but oh well. Anyway, let's hop inside the apiary here. So on the inside, it's just the moss and the green concrete powder. Got tons of little plants in here everywhere for the bees. Some of the glowberries, which I do really like as light sources. But yeah, this thing's working pretty good. So I've already got like several stacks of wax going on here. So this is producing pretty nicely. And then on the back side here, I've also prettied this up by adding these little arched kind of overhangs here. And some plants on top of the little bump there to make this look slightly less kind of as a bit of an eyesore here sticking out. But one thing I do need to address here, though, is if I poke my head into... not there. Poke my head into the redstone here. I have to redo what I just told you guys. Or what you just saw a while ago. So when I was setting up this redstone, I didn't realize that there's supposed to be a block behind. So this is behind the bee nest. There's going to be a block, and the signal is going to go through that block into the comparator and then up and over. And that's the dispenser line right there. Otherwise, this thing only triggers once, which is a little annoying to making the farm function. So that had to be troubleshooted a couple times to figure out what was going on. But as I said before, I don't do redstone, and I am not qualified to make tutorials on it, but I made one anyway. Alright. So, with this project done, the next kind of step to go here is going to be working on the cathedral proper. Now, I'm probably not going to start on this episode, because I'm running out of time. Farming up the bees and getting that already took several days. I was not anticipating that to be as crazy of a project. But for the main hall here, what needs to be done is there's going to be a big altar here, some pews. These braziers, I like them, but I'm going to replace them with a more robust looking design. But the major thing I'm going to do here... Did I just hear a... Yeah, I have pillagers somewhere. Hopefully not in the area I'm about to show you. So, the major thing here is this portal here, which goes to the nether. These kind of side passageways allow you... Oh, so they're outside the cathedral. Anyway, so this is where the glowstone comes out here, and then this is a massive area underneath the cathedral. Now, this area is pretty big, but I want it to be way bigger. So... I'm going to start on a truly monumental digging project. And then this area is going to be completely dug out. And then I'm going to dig that area out all the way through my base, like my main kind of tower, to the village. So it's going to be dug out under there, underneath all of this, connecting to this kind of water grotto here, which is going to now drain into a lower area. And it's going to continue all the way down here to the, well, I guess it's Caves update at home. Or whatever. It's like, oh, we're not getting Caves update. We have Caves update at home. If I go into this under area that I have made a long time ago, back when this update was actually initially announced. Here. So this area is going to also get a facelift to look more like an actual lush cave. But the plan is this water stream that goes through here is going to connect up through this kind of dead end to there. It's going to keep going as a tunnel all the way to underneath the cathedral and that other area I showed you. So... yeah, it's gonna be a lot of digging. I'm gonna be hollowing out most of the island here. And it's probably also gonna connect to an upper path here as well. But, yeah, on that, ridiculous declaration of a project, I'm going to end the episode here. So I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode back in 1.17. And, yeah, stick around and... hopefully the projects will get even more crazy from here on out. All right, bye.